Queen Gorgo is available in the Chinese servers in Rise of Kingdoms, and that means that there are already some reports starting to roll in, and they look really crazy. So in this video, we're going to check them out and see what we can learn. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and like you, I am eagerly awaiting the arrival of Gorgo into Rise of Kingdoms. Presumably, she will be in the next Mightiest Governor cycle, along with Liu Che in the Wheel of Fortune. And I have really enjoyed using Liu Che on my restart account, where I just used Universal Sculptures to max him out, and I'm fighting in KVK. But the question becomes, how good is Gorgo going to be? And will the double smite damage of Liu Che and Gorgo actually end up being the garrison pair? Now, I don't know who took these pictures. I assume this is their watermark in the sort of bottom left and right over here. But I got to give a shout out to Fleisch, Gumbo, and others who sent me these pictures. So let's get a look here at what we've got. First report, Gorgo with Liu Che. Now look, they both do smite damage, and even though Liu Che is a little oriented toward the field, this report did extremely well against a Boudica Henry. Now this is a KVK situation, so we don't really have the full details that we would need to draw proper conclusions around, hey, was it really like an even test, a fair evaluation? But 60,000 dead to 130,000 dead is a pretty good outcome for the defending team. From here, we get a look at a Gorgo with Liu Che against a Nevsky Joan. Now, every time I see Nevsky Joan, I'm like, bro, we made videos about this ages ago, proving that it's not correct to rally with. Minamoto is a better secondary with the double relic than the Joan is. So I'm completely unsurprised that it's a 25,000 to 50,000 in favor of the garrison. Or is this a field report? What is going on here? It looks like this might be a field report. So even in the field, is Gorgo and Liu Che working? It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me. The single target damage from Gorgo, you know, not ideal for the open field, but Liu Che brings the area of effect damage. Yeah, this is a brutal report if this is what I think it is, and I think it's just a field report. GG. Let's go to the next report here. This is another field test, it looks like. And we've got a Boudica Zhuge Liang against the Gorgo Liu Che. And the archers do better, but still lose. 23,000 to 33,500. So you know it's bad when Boudica and Zhuge Liang are losing. They're so powerful together. So the power level on the Gorgo Liu Che is looking really good. Next up, what do we got? Now we actually have a garrison situation, but this looks like it's Ark of Osiris. And it's 1 million in the garrison to 1 million in the rally. And we've got Gorgo with Flavius against Henry Zhuge Liang. 104,000 to 153,000. It wouldn't surprise me if going with infantry garrisons is the play, rather than going with Liu Che, who is not a garrison commander. And this sort of is showing that, like, yeah, that could be really good. Henry Zhuge Liang is what we just saw 93T rallying with extensively in Ark of Osiris, and they just beat GT. So it's a powerful rally, is what I'm trying to say, and infantry beating it is pretty significant if this is what I think it is. From here, we've got a pass garrison. Okay, it looks like the rally leader hasn't yet got the tech to be able to have the max capacity. And this report is a good bit more even with Gorgo and Liu Che in the garrison. 192,000 dead over there to the 259,000 dead for the rally. Given that the rally doesn't have the max capacity here, I actually think this is not a terrible report for the Henry Zhuge Liang combo. And then we've got this report. What is this? This is in a flag. Gorgo Liu Che, 35,000 dead to the 79,000 dead of the Boudica with Gilgamesh. Now, I don't know why they're rallying with Gilgamesh. I genuinely am not sure why they would make that choice. It would have to be in a KVK where there's auxiliary skills or something, but I'm not sure. This is not the rally I would choose. All things considered, I really feel like Henry Zhuge Liang would just be a much better rally rather than the Boudica Gilgamesh. This feels, I don't know, very 2 years ago. Let's just take a moment to review Gorgo's kit again and see why it is that she would be working potentially both in the field and in the garrison. Here's the full set of skills from Gorgo. She's not in game yet to be able to look at them. And Gorgo does 2300 damage factor. Okay, and for the next 3 seconds, you elevate your normal attack by 10% and your counter attack by 10%. You take 20% less skill damage and deal 5% less skill damage. So you can see why Gorgo Liu Che in the open field works. The normal attack smite synergy is really crazy. It's smite damage factor instead of skill damage factor. Oh, and did you notice that her rage requirement is 900? Saving you 100 rage on the active skill. Big deal. Yeah, that's very powerful. Second skill, infantry units led by this commander gain 20% attack. When their troop launches a normal attack, they have a 10% chance to increase normal attack damage taken by the target, which I think means they take more smite damage. So it's 40% attack in total, 30% more bonus normal attack damage. That is an amazing debuff. Like, I actually want to swarm garrisons with Gorgo. She seems really good in the field. I don't know why it took this long for a garrison to actually be just truly, truly good in the field, but here we are, and Gorgo looks like she's going to deliver on that. Okay? From here, we've got with your shield or on it, you get 30% health while you're serving as a garrison commander. So this is the only thing, perhaps in her entire kit, related to being in the garrison. Whenever their troop launches a normal attack, it has a 25% chance to do smite damage that's instant proc damage factor of 300, internal cooldown of 4 seconds. And whenever you do smite damage, you have a 15%, oh no, a 30% bonus to your normal attack damage for 3 seconds. Cooldown of 5 seconds. And if you have less than 50% of units remaining, whenever it's hit by a normal attack or a counter attack, it has a 10% chance to gain a mighty shield. 500 factor for 3 seconds. When triggered, this also reduces the attack of up to 5 nearby enemies by 30% for 3 seconds. So when Gorgo's running it down in the field or in the garrison, she is going to debuff the heck out of the enemy. I can see why Gorgo works in field and garrison. It's actually kind of surprising that Liu Che is the one that works in field and garrison. And although he's in game, we can look at some of these pictures of Liu Che's skills here. But like, he's got skills where he has to be on the field. So, for example, if we look at the 4th skill, this commander's troop deals more normal attack damage while you're on the map. Well, when you're in a garrison, you're not on the map. Okay? And whenever this commander's troop launches a normal attack while on the map, they have a chance to launch an extra normal. So, like, this dude actually loses a lot being thrown into the garrison. So the fact that that's still working is really crazy. I think Gorgo and Liu Che are going to be just really transformative once we get more and more smite damage into the game. But I will say this. If we look at my restart account where I've been using Liu Che, his reports are pretty balanced compared to my other reports. So just to give a few examples of Liu Che reports, this one is really good. 26,000 to 113,000. But like, this is, for this account, kind of commensurate with what my other marches were doing. I'm in a Warriors Unbound. That's Guan with Joan. Joan has switched to an infantry commander in this KVK. 11,000 to 105. Even Trajan is trading nicely in this situation that I was in. 12 to 63 is pretty good. 16 to 67 for the Huo Nevsky. Here's Guan Joan again. 55 to 92. Liu Che Sargon. 57 to 181. These reports, like, I would say it's doing as a march about as well as my other marches are, quite frankly. And, you know, sometimes we're winning the field, sometimes we're losing the field. Here's another one, 38 to 112. That's pretty good. And, you know, my gear's really good on my restart account. So do I have any others? Probably not that many more. 11,000 to 68. And now the reports are kind of timed out. So I would say overall, Liu Che's looking really good. And I think it is entirely possible that Gorgo would replace Sargon as the best combo for the open field. But she's not here yet. And until she's here, we won't know for sure. But as soon as she is, someone's going to be maxing her, probably in 2605 and also in my Restart Kingdom, 2293. So if you want to check that out, consider subscribing. I always do testing in a live stream whenever the commanders do first drop in the game, and it's pretty damn hype. Alternatively, if you want to see me fighting in the open field with Liu Che, I'll have a card in the end screen in just a second. I hope you'll check it out.